I normally don't make videos on video game announcements, but I felt like the information that came out earlier this morning, about 12 hours ago, as you can see on screen, was something that warranted a video, because a lot of you out there I know really enjoy Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation, and this overall information I'm going to be talking about in this video would definitely entice quite a bit of you. So let's dive head first into it. Let's talk about some of the stuff that's kind of been announced recently, and things that we might need to keep on the radar. Like, we have Mushoku Tensei in a game coming. We have some stuff about, like, just other games that this company has worked on, and I'll discuss what they're doing, to also, like, talking about Goblin Slayer and how it's getting a game, to also a Season 2. Let's dive headfirst into whatever Mushoku Tensei Quest of Memories actually is. So, there is a brief trailer that came out, as you can see. It's about 1 minute and 8 seconds long, but the thing is the trailer, there's really not a lot in it. Pretty much the entire trailer is just dialogue, just putting, Japanese words on the screen, and you can't really see any gameplay. There's literally no gameplay whatsoever with this trailer that came out, which I think for anyone that is interested in this game might be a little bit concerned. The fact that there isn't, let's say, any information or, I guess, knowledge of what really is going to be happening with this game. But there is a few things to talk about and consider, which is why this is relevant for whatever, this company is working on. So, here's some of the games that they announced literally today that they're working on. They're working on something called Hakama, and you can see right here, you can pause the video and look. They're working on, stuff like this right here, which is Reivu Starlight franchise. They're working on a Grisaya game. They obviously, they're working on quite a few games, and it's, from what I can find out, they're a relatively new studio that kind of opened up, like Bushiroad or whatever. They're relatively new, like, not the newest, but they're relatively new. Like, they're even working on, like, a Macross game, as you can see right here, and they're also the one that is working on the Goblin Slayer game right there. So, they obviously have quite a few projects, quite a few high-profile shows that people would definitely recognize, and it does seem like they do have quite a bit of variety here. Like, they might have, like, a mobile/gacha game, to a bullet hell, to also getting to see a little bit of RPG. It seems like they definitely have quite a mixed bag of stuff they release, and so the question is, what is Quest of Memories going to be about for Mushoku Tensei? Well, we gotta look at the platforms, okay? It's on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. And what's hilarious about this, actually, I want to talk about first, is that there is no PlayStation 5 or Xbox on this, which I think is actually kind of fair. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, most likely, Xbox always gets, like, the short end of the stick. They always do. Xbox players always get that short end of the stick when it comes to Japanese games. However, PlayStation 5 not getting it also makes sense, because, for one, not a lot of people have PlayStation 5s. Like, I believe there's still a lot of shortages, and not a lot of people can really get their hands on a PlayStation 5, so because of that, it makes sense to develop it for PlayStation 4. I think that is perfectly fair, makes perfect sense. Now, when you think about the platforms, obviously there's a few directions this can go. It can go down the direction of a visual novel. Like, when you think of Mushoku Tensei and you think about the story that is conveyed within the anime and the light novels, it definitely could be a visual novel. I can definitely see that. However, it could also be an RPG. I think anyone that, has read or watched the series could agree it could be a potential really good RPG if done right. An open world RPG at that. And so when you think about the platforms, it would be honestly really good to have kind of like a Breath of the Wild-ish RPG for Mushoku Tensei. Like, imagine something like that, getting to see a release like that. That would actually be amazing if that is indeed the case, if that happens. Once again, there's not a lot of information. We don't really know too much about it, and I'll definitely keep all of you guys up to date on more information when it releases, but it is something to keep your eye on. I do have my fingers crossed, though, that it is like an RPG, and it turns out to be a really good game. However, we also need to realize that it could easily turn into a gacha game, which we know how those usually go. So we'll just see, but thankfully we now know it's at least not mobile, so there is a high chance it's not going to be a gacha game like mobile game hell. That is one thing to really consider about that. Now, let's move over into the next information, which is Goblin Slayer. So, Goblin Slayer a few days ago got basically like an announcement, like a big announcement about it, season 2 and all that is coming this year, and then it also got like a game announcement as well. It's relatively cool information, because I think anyone that also loves like Goblin Slayer would be nice to hear that there is a game coming and a season 2 later this year. You know, we got a visual for it. It's exciting. It's legitimately exciting, so we can look forward to more crazy anime for 2023. I mean, yeah, so it's a relatively easy day for news. There's not like a whole lot to happen. I think the only thing that people really are talking about when it comes to today, though, besides obviously this, would probably be the release of Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga, by the way, that was a good episode. Farmland Saga, can we all agree? But anyways, I'll leave it at that. I wanted to make sure everybody's on the same page and was aware of this, because, like I said, I know many of you out there like Mushoku Tensei and might be interested in this game. So, yeah, anyways, be safe, stay healthy, Chibi out.